Good evening, Philippines. Welcome to General Assignment, now on its 6th season. Back with us tonight, Father Edwin Gariguez of the National Secretariat for Social Action and Peace, Caritas Philippines. Also with us, Sister Santos of the Camillian Sisters, who is or was one of the media group members during the last papal visit. And finally, Reverend Noel Clavecilla of the Christ Our Refuge Bible Christian Church. What can we take away from the visit of Pope Francis to the country? I'm your host, Miguel Gil. Good evening. Good evening, Father. Good evening, Sister. Good evening, Reverend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And welcome back to you. Okay. First off, before we go into the nitty-gritty, what basically your thoughts, your immediate thoughts on the papal visit, Father Edu?
Generally, I think people are truly blessed with the visit of the Pope. It was a very people are very grateful for this experience of being in the presence of the holy person like the Pope. And it was a very exhilarating experience, so to say. So we are indeed blessed.
So arousing success for you.
Yeah.
How about Sister?
I think the visit of the Pope was a blessing to the Filipino people. A lot of people spiritually, I think, benefited from it. And that it was also a unifying experience. Unifying experience in the sense that there were people who do not belong to the Catholic Church, but they were there. And I heard that they were very positive about the talks of the Holy Father, and that they were very happy. And it gave also a lot of hope to our people.
It is my understanding that it was a record-breaking crowd, no?
So they
Meaning to say
say.
it surpassed the crowd from 20 years ago of John Paul II, of Saint John Paul II, which was placed as something like 5 million. No? Now we're talking about 6 million plus.
Yeah,
Or,
6.7 they say.
6.7, and that's more. I guess that would be more scientific because they have all the gadgets now to, and they had the grids, no, all over Luneta.
More or
And
less,
can
they
make-
knew how many people could be contained.
But now let's look at the viewpoint from a non-Catholic Christian. Reverend Noel, what do you make of the papal visit?
I think it's good for the Catholic community, but for us non-Catholics, it's just like neighbors having an event, just keep silent about it. And then don't criticize.
Don't criticize, but do you think it was a worthwhile event for? Or do you think that resources were wasted on the? It was a mammoth event, definitely, and it took some doing. And as far as logistics is concerned, no? So the church spent for it, but also the state spent for it, and there are of course critics to the event. Also, you cannot remove that. But your group per se, you're okay with the event.
I heard from my group members na, yeah, lots of money were spent on the event. It was sayang daw.
Okay. All right. Ngayon pa lang, no, I would like to ask our viewers, this promises to be a controversial topic. Anytime we talk about religion, it promises to be rather controversial. If you remember, the last time we talked about the MRT and LRT fare increases, we were swamped with a lot, so many texts, questions, and reactions, and violent reactions. No? We were unable to read all of them sa dami. So, if you want to take part in our discussions ngayon pa lamang po, you can text your questions or reactions to mobile number 0915-209-6012. Pinag-uusapan po natin na what can we take away from the papal visit, and your viewpoint, your comments, what you make of the visit of Pope Francis to the country. All right. Father Edu, you know, with social media, such a big thing nowadays, you can get the pulse of the people almost immediately. As a matter of fact, ang isang event, nangyayari pa lang, meron ng positive o di kaya negative comments ang marami. Mga Facebook dyan, yung mga Twitter, tsaka kahit na text. No? Ang komunikasyon natin ngayon vis-a-vis yung komunikasyon 20 years ago, kung kailan nagsisimula pa lang yung cellphone technology, no? At least for the consumer market, ibang-iba na ngayon, no? So hindi natin matatanggal siguro yung mga merong nga nagsasabi dapat daw nag-Skype na lang yung Pope para hindi na nagagastusan, no, and all that. Tsaka nagpa-traffic daw and all that, no. So would you consider it a uniting event, or was it polarizing or divisive?
As already told by Sister, the visit of the Pope was indeed a unifying event. As we all know, people from all walks of life and from all religious convictions, really they gathered together to listen to the message of the Pope, which is very, very universal. I mean, the message of Christianity is addressing not only the Catholic population, but also the general audience as well. You remember how the Pope speak against corruption. So this is something of moral and ethical values that is being embraced not only by Catholic Church but also by other denominations as well. So it's a universal message of hope also, and also of religious renewal for people. So things like this, we do not put monetary value on tremendous spiritual benefits experienced by our people. So this is something beyond monetary valuation.
So you think it served to unite the population?
Yeah, and everything, everywhere the Pope, where the Pope goes, people are really crowding to see him, and this just attests to the fact that people in the Philippines really love the Pope, and you can see millions of people really wanting just to listen and to be with him.
Sister Fe, if my figures are correct, no, the Philippines is still 80% Catholic, 20% everyone else, all other religions combined, including other Christian sects and Islam and other religions. But there is also and I think this is especially significant today, no, because the religious fervor among the Catholics is strong because of the papal visit. It really started something. But there is also a view that so many Catholics now are migrating to other religions or other Christian religions because I guess either it's a perceived failure of the Catholic hierarchy to reach out to everyone. What do you make of that? Those views, because you see a lot of Christian sects and maybe even pseudo-Christian sects that are sprouting left and right, and if you will see their gatherings, they get a lot. They can also muster a crowd, no? Maybe not as big as what we saw the other day in Luneta, but this constitutes some sort of erosion for the Catholic populace.
Yeah. Obviously, our people are thirsting for something, hungry for something.
For answers, maybe.
Yes. So our people, outside and inside the church, are longing to hear something more, are longing to feel something more, such that some of them, because when you say so many of them, you have to substantiate it with figures. Well, some of them leave the church, but also there are after experiencing the other
They come back.
yes, sect, they come back. You know? And we do not talk about those who come back. We talk only of those who go out. But since
But sister, to what do you attribute? Is this because that the church has become such a big organization, especially in the Philippines, that the personal touch sort of has dissipated? Or is it because of all those negative news regarding priests who either get too political or are involved in... And let me say this because no less than the Pope addressed this.
Yeah.
The sex crimes allegedly perpetrated by members of the clergy. So,
You
what
see,
seems to turn them off?
we cannot deny the fact that there has been something wanting along the road. No? Maybe, I don't know, maybe the church has somehow neglected the flock. We don't know. But the point here is, now that the Pope has arrived and he seemed to have renewed,
So there is a renewal.
yes, the spiritual fervor of everybody, hopefully, that the church would also be able to work a lot to bring back the lost sheep to the fold.
Okay. Reverend Noel, your members, are most of them former Catholics who migrated to you?
Former
And
Catholics.
what is the incentive? What do you do in order to get them to cross over? And that's a big step, no? Changing of your faith, even if they're still Christian. No? So yung basic beliefs is still there. Pero what do you do to convince them?
I think it's a hunger for the Word of God.
Mm-hmm.
As we teach the Bible only in our church.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main reason about it.
Mm-hmm. So, but what do they get from migrating to another sect? That perhaps they do not get, they did not get before. Is it a personal touch? Because you know, people are always most comfortable in a smaller and very personal, very homey community. Correct?
That's one factor kasi our group is basically smaller compared to Catholic Church. So I know everyone in the church. I minister to every one of them. And each one is basically praying for everyone. So basically, their help and then needs personal touch.
So parang sa eskwelahan niya, no? Pag 100 ang estudyante ng isang guro, medyo nawawala na yung personal touch, no? Pero ngayon nauuso yata, may maximum na maximum of 20 na lang para napag-uukulan ng karampatang oras ang bawat estudyante at yung guro tsaka yung estudyante magkakilala talaga sila on a personal level.
That's true.
So, okay.